Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Disco Elysium. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today as we mess with this wall. So, last episode we got some dice, and it's the cursed dice. In the map... wait, it's the map wall challenge. Oh, it's for stealing the map wall. Sorry, the map. Yeah. No, it's not this wall then. Okay, well, we have things to do, but let me give this another try.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
It's just our conceptualization. That shouldn't be a problem. I have a single solitary point. Let's leave that right there, actually. I'm a little bit, it's a little bit of a letdown, honestly, that we can't do anything with that wall. We do need to go to Klaji, and that is exactly where we're going. And that should also give us a bunch of skill points, so that should give us 2 skill points instead of 1, which is very important because I like having more than one, just in case, you know, you apply 1 skill point, and then in the same dialogue you end up needing another skill or something. You never know. It's, yeah. I wonder if Klaji has seen me with my face as it is right now. I don't remember. I think so. Not that it matters, mind you, because we've only lost power since we lost the expression. And here we are.
It's always good to see you.
She cracks a weary smile, leaning back against the railing.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired. Consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
This actually reminds me of something that I said before, and at the time of recording, nobody has corrected me yet in the comments, but I believe I was wrong when I said that Titus was talking about the other girl when he said that there's a girl who is just basically can't be detected by the police. I believe he was, I was doing the editing for that episode, and I was, you know, when I edit the episodes, I basically re-listen to everything, and I re-listened to that line, and I listened to my commentary. Of course, I knew my commentary, but I think I'm wrong. I think Klaji is the one who cannot be seen by the police, and not to say that the other one can't, but yeah, she definitely can't. And I think that might be what her demeanor here might be indicating. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get my volition up anymore. It's really bad. My volition is bad. So, Klaji, the Hardy Boys told us what really happened.
I understand.
She puts her coffee mug on the table.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched. Her feet long and straight.
Chill. I'm the cool cop. Remember? She cracks a weary smile.
I'm sorry for wasting your time. I should have known that you'd find out.
Why did you waste our time then?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me.
She looks at her feet.
Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
That's not a good enough reason.
You're right. There's more.
More?
You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
She reaches for a new cigarette.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. Where the cold oceanic expanse lies, and behind it, another world.
Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? You're afraid of the moral intern? She nods.
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
She lights the cigarette. What's going on? What did you do?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill.
There's a wince and a pained little smile.
Well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Why did you call the cops if you're hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
The answer comes fast.
Which is an indicator of truth.
The fact that it came fast, yes. I don't think so. Why did you do it?
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud.
She shakes her head.
So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravachol.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible.
What did you do to have these people after you?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravachol, or even in Oranje.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
He taps on his notebook.
The job was Lou's-Douin County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lou-Scop conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too, along with Lou-Scop and their friends in the MI.
She breathes out heavily.
Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
You're right. This is bad. You've destroyed what people built.
I am a destroyer. People lost their jobs. Good people. Not just C-suite assholes. And the way I got into accounting.
She shakes her head at the thought.
A lot of people got hurt.
She concludes.
But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
What happened here the night he died?
We were there.
She points to the window. The silhouette of the bed is visible.
Together. In bed, I mean.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay.
She takes a deep breath.
He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him.
She breathes out. A moment's silence.
His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could.
A great pain moves through her, a dark and indefinite wave. She continues in spite of it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
Then what happened?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There.
She points through the window.
He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs.
There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides.
I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Your cigarette, miss?
Oh.
She looks at it and quickly tosses the butt aside. That's a motherfucker. I'm gonna shake my head.
Yeah. It was a real motherfucker.
She immediately lights another one.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
He makes a note.
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Yeah, Titus said he looked pretty high.
Oh, yeah.
She tilts her head.
I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Good thinking. Clear your head. You should clear your head. Get into his mindset.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No,
What did you do then?
nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
What happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar.
She looks down.
A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time.
She pauses.
I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby?
Ruby indeed. Before we continue, who is Ruby?
Ruby, you know, the leader.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys.
She says, as if it's self-evident. I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
Would you say she is the
He looks at you.
8th Hardy Boy?
Why not?
Okay, let's go on. What then?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
Oops.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does.
She looks at the ground and then raises her light brown eyes to meet yours. Then what did you do?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
What did you do while they were hanging him?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did.
This Ruby, where is this Ruby now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Mm-hmm. When it happened, did you hear a gunshot?
When he was shot?
She thinks.
I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
Could the people after you have killed him?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
And this actually makes sense because she was saying she stood there waiting for another shot to get her, which means that it wasn't meant for her because she waited for it. And?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone.
She looks at her cigarette. And ellipses only have 3 dots.
So they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
But maybe it did?
I just don't know.
She shakes her head.
I don't know anything.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
When was the window changed? And I'm gonna point to it.
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
She takes a drag.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there.
Mm-hmm. In her bedroom. Inside, you mean?
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
I think we're done here. For now.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands.
The lieutenant glances at you and then at the door.
He's thinking, are we done here?
Are we done here? In God's name, wake up. A legendary drama check. It is... I can do that. I think. I'm not sure if I have drama skills, but we're going to look at it. It's wake up to me, I think. I'm not saying it. You don't see the quotation marks over there. Yeah, let's return to this later. Let's see if I can bring... of course, I have that. I have the skill points, which is great. Let's see if I can bring... Am I still wearing the bad? No, I'm not. Am I? Now, what do we need? Drama. There we go. We got +2s. Because the party dragon silk robe and the insane mesh tank top. That is indeed insane. You can see it from there. It's kind of difficult because I got this thing. So I look even worse than usual. Let's give it a try.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
She nods to you in greeting. In God's name, wake up. 72%. That's beautiful.
But we are awake, sire. She has been forthcoming with sordid details women usually conceal. Most shocking details of the sexual kind. We are a bulwark, unbreached. If you have doubts, just give us one example of deceit. Just one, and we will gladly change our minds.
Just a proposition. Could the lurid explicitness conceal something less sensational, but more illegal?
Who is this personhood picking these seditious options? Can't you see the detective grows weary of your malcontent?
The drama is talking about us, not us as players.
Stop staring at her eyes and say something pertinent to the case. This is making you look like an amateur. It looks like this one's not waking up. You'll have to do it without pushing her further. At least for now.
No, I'll do it right now. It should be easy. Let's get our drama up. Because we can, and we oh. That's rough. That's maximum drama now. I mean, we're going for a legendary check. So, yeah. That should have given us at least... How does that work? There it is. So, exclamation mark on the things that are actually doable. And it's the background that, you know, if the background is white, it means that it's accessible. And we don't have any other drama. But we need this right now. 83%.
Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and will-o-wisps. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she further entangles you in her web of lies.
I'm going to turn to the lieutenant. Kim, why have we not arrested her yet?
There may be grounds here, at least for an extended detention.
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
Your real name isn't Klaji Amadou.
I agree.
The lieutenant turns to her.
You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you.
Okay.
Her voice cracks, suddenly, like there's a garrote around her neck. Okay, what?
Okay, it's not.
You admit to it?
You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. So I lied. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time.
She looks at her hands. Her fingernails are chipped white.
I'm so tired of it.
Was the passport bullshit too? That passport you kept hidden?
No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't say Clausia Amandu. It says Anouk Mea Smith.
Falsified documents?
Passport and visa.
She nods.
Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked the name, Mea Smith, to hurt me.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly.
She rushes to explain.
I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now.
Where's this buoy?
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds. On the coast there.
She points toward a clump of ruins on the western horizon.
I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. I'm not sure I could even find it now. It's useless.
West of the boardwalk in the reeds. We have to check this buoy out.
The lieutenant makes a note of it.
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here, past a broken sewage pipe, right near the waterline.
Tell me your real name.
It's Katarzyna Lazie.
The smile on her face is timid, almost painfully so. I'll just call you Miss Oranje Disco Dancer.
You can call me whatever you want.
She smiles, too tired to laugh. You're probably not even Miss Oranje 37, are you?
I am.
Her smile quivers.
They can never take my sash and my scepter from me.
Yes, they can, for lying.
Drama's really upset at her. Enough.
She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
You know, I think you didn't make that call to the station.
I did.
She takes a step forward.
What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8102 for emergencies. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint. She coughed.
That is the emergencies desk number. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe a single word she says.
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late, sometime after 12.
The lieutenant nods in your direction.
It checks out.
Anyone could know the number, and that someone coughed. It means nothing.
But I know the time of the call, too.
She breathes in.
I know I have not been 100% truthful with you, officers. But I am now.
Why is she so angry then, if she's so sorry?
That's our half-light talking. I'm flying a little bit blind here. A lot of the time with some dialogues, not all. Certainly not all. But a lot of the time I'll steer them in the direction I want the story to go. More or less knowing what to expect. And I'm doing choices that I didn't do in my first playthrough, so what to expect is not what happened in my first playthrough a lot of the time. But in this case, I don't know. I don't remember, maybe. So I'm going to say this. I know you didn't make the call.
I did.
She replies. Her little fists tremble.
Very good, sire. She will never admit to it, but we can see that she didn't.
What if I told you you're under arrest, Miss Oranje Disco Dancer?
But I haven't done anything.
She backs up against the railing with a forced smile on her face.
Anything illegal.
Fucking mind games. Enough. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in.
You're not playing these mind games with me anymore, and I'm gonna wag my finger next to my head. You're coming in.
The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please, no.
Her eyes become round with fear. She tries to back further off.
But there's nowhere to go. A 2-story drop to the Plaza Mosaic. If she could, she would have run before. Fragile, unshielded. Her voice is thin and tired.
I think I know who did it. Who shot Lely. I can tell you. I can help you.
What do you know? Who shot him?
She's silent for a second, as if looking into herself for certainty. Then, in a hushed voice, she says,
Ruby.
What? And how could she have killed him?
You said there was a secret route there, right?
She points to the door that leads to the pinball workshop.
She could have come up through there, then taken this shot. Right here, where I stand. It was too dark outside. I wouldn't have seen her.
then slipped back downstairs without anyone noticing. That is possible.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists? Had you been out there with her?
Yes. She's been up here many times. She used to come to drink on the roof when,
The young woman falls silent. Her mouth moves without a sound. You're thinking about the peephole, right? The perforation in the pinball workshop wall.
She would have seen us. My bed is right next to...
She's forgotten her cigarette in the ashtray.
You mean to suggest she made it?
No.
She shrugs it off.
No. Why would she do that to herself? No. I just remembered you told me about it, and
there's a line here. Why would she do that to herself? I don't know if my furies are going to detect what that is, but it means that she would not like it to see Kalaji and Lely having sex. That's what it means. Why would that be? Well,
She's not really sure. It was right above the bed. She could have seen all sorts of things from there.
why do you think it was her?
she has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. She's been pretty frank about what she wants.
What she's saying is... sex?
Sex?
And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. She started protecting me. It became an unhealthy relationship. When I started spending time with Lely,
She says in a near whisper.
she told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I didn't. It was not a good meeting. We stopped talking after that, but
I don't understand.
The lieutenant sounds incredulous. He still has the cuffs in his hand.
What exactly in your relationship made you think she's romantically interested in you?
she said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive. She started developing notions about our relationship.
And you led her on?
The lieutenant narrows his eyes.
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her.
She looks at her feet.
We maybe kissed, nothing more.
This is just sensationalism and guesses.
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before.
She raises her eyes to meet yours.
But she knew what had happened when I came downstairs. Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as a stone, too. She cleaned it all up like she had a plan.
That is a little strange. People don't usually keep things together under stress like that.
Sometimes they do. And sometimes they don't. And then the episode ends, because I'm Colonel RPG and this has been Disco Elysium. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.